If you just don't have the time to watch the entirety of this video, then here's a quick summary. From now on until the next CBM update or the next CBM Reborn update, there won't be any new video for both of these games on my channel. On the other hand, there may not be any gaming video related to SCP as well on my channel. That's it. You can click off this video and move on with your day. But for those who want to understand why this video was uploaded, why I made these decisions, just keep watching. I wanted this video to be as serious as it could, but I couldn't bring myself to write a decent script for it after all this time. I'm tired, so I would just hit the record button and start talking. It's going to be a long, messy rambling about things that probably don't even matter that much. But I wanted to at least give people some answers and insights if someone ever wants to know about SCP Containment Breach multiplayer and why I don't make videos for this game as frequent as before. I have, explained this multiple times. Yeah, I still have to say it again. The game still sucks. It has no update, and currently they are, making the next update, the next really big update. You may have seen some images, screenshots, even videos from the Discord server of CBM, and those sneak peeks, teasers, they are from like months ago already, 2 3 months ago already. And at this point, people been waiting for the next CBM update for, I think, a year or something now. I mean, ever since 24, there hasn't been any new update, any actual serious update for CBM, and because of all the community drama and all the crazy stuff that happened to the development team of this game, development has really slowed down, and most people just think that the game's dead already, which is understandable because apparently CBM is still alive, but it is a dead game to the public, just like some other games that I've been playing in the past 4 months. Rising Storm 2 Vietnam, No More Room in Hell, or even Viet Cong. Again, that game was released in 2003. But what I'm trying to say here is that when a multiplayer game becomes a dead game, it's not exactly dead. There's still people playing it, but like it's no longer as popular as it used to be. And CBM has gone through that phase. The golden era of CBM, I think it was around early 22 to somewhere like mid 2023. At that time, most people were still playing Zero Club, but when a new SCP multiplayer game was released on Steam, which is CPM, they jump into the game. They have, they had fun. They make some videos, and I was there too. I saw all that. But in case you did know, CBM was much worse back then, so people quickly realized that, and people lost interest. People no longer play it, even though there have been many attempts to fix the game, so new people coming along to make updates for the game. The game still hasn't really changed much after all those years, so less and less people come to play it. And then you have, like, again, all the community drama, development team conflict, and all that stuff. People got tired and they left. It's just simple as that. Of course, the game is still alive, so technically you can still join a CBM server like Europe server or Russian server and have some fun. There's always like 15 or 20 players playing CBM like almost every weekend. You may ask that if the game is still alive, then why can't I just, keep making content for it? 2 years ago, I've said this so many times. The constant repetitive game loop of CBM just no longer interests me. I got bored of the toxicity. I got tired of people yelling the N word or some racial slurs. I got tired of people just breaking rules, being annoying, and just ruining the fun. I grow tired of all that. Even though I have like really try to bring all the good of this game out there so that more people would see the potential in it and try the game out. I guess it no longer work. The miracle no longer works, and so my passion is no longer there for CBM. And another thing is that I don't want to brag or anything, but it feels empty. It feels lonely making content for this game because like at this point I can't see anyone making videos for this game besides me. It's like there are many people out there who just know that SCP Containment Bridge multiplayer mod has, co-op mode and single player mode. They don't know about bridge mode. And me, like, yeah, I've been making videos for CBM bridge mode for 3 years now. I really try to tell the world out there that hey, this game has multiplayer, it has a bridge mode, it has similar mechanics to Circle Lab, but it has its own fun. Maybe you guys should try it out. So there were many people who made videos for CBM bridge mode, but after some time they just stopped without giving any reason. I mean, most people just quietly left, especially after all the drama and stuff. And me, I wanted to leave too. I wanted to just pull the plug and uninstall the game. Just like play other games that I have always wanted to play. Make other videos that have been sitting in the idea list, but I couldn't bring myself to do it because it's like I wanted to make a perfect last video for CBM. I wanted to know when this game really died. But I was foolish to think that. Now I realize that the game wasn't exactly going to die. I already said some time ago that as long as the Russians are still playing CBM, then it's not going to die. It's just that no English players would play the game anymore. And for me, when that happens, then I would no longer play the game too because I don't speak Russians. I don't understand Russians. I can just just join some random Russian server and try to play the game from there, make some content. I can't do that. I will talk about that later though. So I guess people just chose to move on, and that's okay. CBM is just a game after all, a multiplayer game. Just any regular YouTuber out there, content creator or whatever, they play games like every day. It's like eating instant noodles. Today you eat a pack, tomorrow you eat something else. It doesn't matter that much. But for me, because I wanted to, I wanted to do something special for CBM. I always wanted to, but it just failed me so many times now. I felt horrible. I just don't really have that same passion anymore, so I had to quit. I had to do that. And as I said before, because no one is making content with this game, so basically, I am like most of the times I am the only guy making videos with this game, and it feels lonely. It feels that I can't help a friend or something like that. It's like the people who play Circle Lab or even like Roblox, SCP games or whatever SCP multiplayer games out there. They know each other. They usually get in contact and they hang out and have fun. But I don't. I can't have that. I couldn't have that for some reason because not that many people make content for this kind of game. So it's like it feels like there's something wrong about this game. You know what I'm saying? It's like there's contents in this game to be recorded and uploaded, but not enough people do that for some reason. It's like you can join a server like any weekend you want and record some funny moments or PvP montage or like micro HID compilation or try hard moments, or you can go as far as playing as a troll, trolling people around, or just whatever. There's always something to do in this game, but people just don't make contents for this kind of stuff. For some reason, it's kept secret, and because of that, when mostly new players when they join the game, they finally try it out. They finally give it a try. They immediately got jumped by the veterans or the people who happen to know some exploit in the game, people who know how to cheat, how to jump over the rooftop, or abuse some exploit to get around. That's not great. But well, I am just some guy making CBM videos. I don't have like 100,000 of subscribers or something. I can't just tell people to, hey, go play this game. It's cool. I can't do that. I try. I mean, I already tried years ago, but maybe it did work for a while, but it stopped. It stopped working. So I guess that's it. The miracle no longer works. People no longer care for this game anymore. So they just move on. That's a very normal thing, and it's about time I move on too. And I have to do this no matter how messy this video is gonna be. So yeah. And I know that it's a little too soon to be saying all this stuff because there's still the next CBM update. The next big CBM update is coming in maybe a few more months, or I don't know, maybe at the end of this year or earlier next year. I don't know. Even though I was lucky enough to be, personally see some of the stuff that the few remaining developers of CBM sent me, the new update stuff like new guns, new SCP, new mechanics, new maps, and just other cool things. I still, want to be skeptical because sometimes things are just too good to be true. I hope you know what that means. Sometimes things will just not go the way you want it to be. And there have been many times like that with CBM. I guess it's like when the original lead developer stepped down and the other guy just step in to become the next lead developer. We all hope that new good changes would finally come to this game, but no, it did not. But still, I don't want to say this. I don't want to be so negative about the next CBM update. What I'm really worried about is, would the update actually be good? Would people return to play it? And how long would that update keep people playing until the next update? Or would the update attract enough attention to attract more developers to CBM development team, get some donation, get some funding so that can encourage the developers to working on more updates and fixing bugs or making balance updates. And I am afraid because if the update sucks, then oh well, it's not surprising. But if the update is actually good, then would that be enough for the long time CBM players? Would that get them back into the game, and would that get new players into the game? Because apparently, if the update is really good, but no one is playing it, then CBM will still stay as a dev game. And no matter if I spend another 3 years just constantly making videos for CBM again, then CBM will eventually become another dead game, and I would be wasting 3 years just making videos for a dead game. And I don't want that. I don't want to spend my time playing just CBM or any SCP game over and over again. So I know that some people out there, they have like 1,000 hours in the game. They have a few guys who have like 1,000 hours. Some other guys, they have like 2,000 hours. I have like 900 hours, not 1,000 hours yet, but that's still a lot of time. That's 3 years. So at one point it has to stop. I can't just do it anymore. So it's like I have given this game so many chances, but it failed me like most of the time. So why should I come back? It's not worth it anymore, I guess. Another thing is that because the development team, the few remaining developers of CPM have been making this update for like, nearly a year or so. They have shown some of the new stuff in the Europe server. If you're lucky enough, you can join the Europe server like at some weekend, and you can see them testing new stuff like new roles such as GOC or Someone's Hand, maybe the new SCP too. But those stuffs, they don't work properly yet. They still need some fixing, some more development time. There are things that need to be improved or completed. But like, just how long, like, I guess what I want to say here is that the few remaining developers of CBM, they need to show the CBM players, the remaining active player base of CBM, that this update is gonna be epic. It's gonna have these things, these cool things. It's gonna be, different this time. It may have like some issues, it may have some bugs, it may have glitch or maybe exploits, but it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be good. But so far they have shown a little of that, but because they have been like really selective, incommunicative about this update. It's like they don't want to show much, even though they have a lot to show. I feel like they just were not really ready, and they really need a lot of time to be ready for these kind of things. It's like it's something emotional for them. They need to be at the right mental state in order to actually get this update done and released. It's hard to describe. Because of that, because they have been developing this update for so long, it makes people wonder that are they still actually making this update, or they cancel it but they didn't tell anyone, and they just keep everything the way it is forever. There should be like a development log for every 2 or 3 months, or at least like be more communicative instead of just be active on Discord server. I don't mean to say that they are untrustworthy. I have seen some stuff from a new update with my very own eyes. So the new update will be here. It just no one knows when it's gonna be here. That's what bothering me and bothering you too. But on the other hand, I just I can no longer wait for this. You know what I'm saying? I've been waiting since like 2023. When people realized that the current developers of CBM at that time, they could not understand the code of CBM, because CBM's code was written by just one guy or something. So they did not know how to like make new changes. They didn't know how to work around it. There wasn't any update. The CBM developers back then, instead of working on new updates for the game, they throw some teasers that there's gonna be a new CPM game on Godot engine, and then they said it would be on Unity, and then they switched back to Godot again or something. And after all, that game, SCP Coalition was cancelled because of the drama in way back in 24, I guess. So like it's like, would that happen again to the next CBM update? I have no idea, but at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised if something like that happened again. For now, about CBM, I guess there's a few more things I want to say about this game. For 3 years, I constantly made videos for SCP Containment Breach multiplayer, right? And because of that, my content, my CBM content, have attracted a lot of people who are interested in this kind of content. And these people, these viewers, subscribers, most of them turn out to be kids, young audience. And SCP are not for kids, and my gaming SCP videos are not targeted at kids. It's meant for adults, or at least 16 years old and above, 15 years old and above. My CBM videos usually attracted people who are 12, 9, those fucking kids who just learn a SCP on the internet, who just use the internet for like a few months and they came across SCP, creepypasta, and they thought these things are cool. So they follow anyone who make videos for these kind of things. And I don't want to grow a YouTube channel that only has like just children watching contents that are not meant for them. You know what I'm saying? Just because SCP is popular among kids does not mean that I have to, make family friendly content. Doesn't mean that I have to, only make SCP contents or contents that are considered safe, just like SCP. I don't want that. I play a lot of, gross games on stream, on videos, because I am an adult. And believe it or not, even when I am an adult, I'm still afraid of things that I'll see on the screen. It doesn't matter if you are, old or young. There are things, especially things on the internet, that can really disturb you. And I don't want any goddamn children out there to watch some like random gameplay videos on my channel, and they end up watching gore or something just really gross. I don't want that. But on the other hand, I can't stop them because these kids, these children, they use their parents' account, their brother sister account, or they just make a totally new YouTube account with the fake age. And some kids are probably smart enough to even use fake IDs to get past the new YouTube age verification thing, or they use their parents' ID or whatever. They can easily have access to contents that are inappropriate for their age, contents that can be harmful to their mental health. And I don't want that to happen. I mean, apparently I have not had any severe case of some kid watching my video and they end up just crying or shitting themselves. But because of the thought that there are kids watching my videos, there are kids watching my adult gameplay videos, I just feel wrong. I don't want that. I want these kids to stay away from my contents, my videos about adult games or games that are not meant for them. And the thing is, because I have been known as someone who makes CBM videos for some years, 2 years. It's like content block. It's like I can only upload SB or CBM videos only, and I must not upload anything else. I don't want that. I don't want to play many other games, no matter it is safe for work or not safe for work. And I mean, of course, when you upload something on YouTube, it should be safe for work. But sometimes there are games with heavy themes, just gross stuff, whatever, adult games in general, not safe for work games in general. But if it is not explicit or just really, really disgusting stuff, then you can still upload on YouTube. And I want to be that guy who makes videos about safe for work games and not safe for work games. I don't want to just make safe, family friendly SCP videos, CBM gameplay. I don't want my channel to be just that. I know I have made like 200 videos for CBM. That's quite a number, but it has to stop somewhere. And I just cannot do that anymore. You have to really understand that. On the other hand, I also don't want to attract any more kids to my channel. So yeah, it's just another reason for me to stop playing and making videos for CBM. That's it. That's enough for the whole CBM section. Now we get to, well, CBM Reborn. A lot of bad things has happened to both CBM and CBM Reborn. If you were in the Discord servers, you would know that. But for now, I wouldn't bring this stuff up. I don't want anyone to start another drama because of what I said, what I'm saying here. CBM Reborn is pretty much just like CBM, but with better textures, better models, better lightnings, better animation, or just it's like everything is slightly better in CBM Reborn, right? And you also have some new roles. You also have some new playable SCPs, interactable SCP items. But then the core gameplay of CBM Reborn is like 75% similar to, well, CBM. Because guess what? I guess the developers of CBM Reborn, some of them who work on the original CBM before, they just copy pasted the old code from CBM and then just put it in CBM Reborn. And from there, they made slight changes to everything in CBM Reborn, but it is still too similar to CBM. And I know that they are still making updates for the game because CBM Reborn is still in early access. So a lot of things are subjected to change. But I gotta be honest, like really be honest. I feel like they have not learned a single goddamn thing ever since the failure of CBM. It's like at this point they're gonna bum out a few like updates, changes on how the graphics looks. They're gonna add something like shaders, shading, lightnings. They're gonna make some like graphic enhancements, improvements, whatever. Just changes that are not really important to the gameplay of CBM Reborn. It's like why do we need these fancy graphics, fancy models, animations, and lightnings and all that crap? Meanwhile, they have not fixed the limited spawn tickets problem. They have not fixed the surface map for English server. They have not made changes to balance the game. CBM Reborn is supposed to be a better game than CBM, right? But after 1 month of early access release, it flopped. No English players return for some reason. I don't know. I mean, the game is still actively played by, well, Russian and Chinese players. What about English players? You know what I'm saying? Is this game not for everyone? Is this game only for Russian and Chinese? Is that it? Like you guys made us wait that long just so only one part of the player base can have fun. Meanwhile, other people you don't give a shit about us. Like damn, bro. That is some harsh words, but that is the truth. Well, I don't care what the Russian and Chinese are saying about CBM Reborn. I we we cannot play CBM Reborn because the game sucks. That game has so many server hosters, but no one is playing it. No English people is playing that game, which sucks. But on the other hand, well, I get it. This game is it's made by the Russians, so whatever happens, it only matters if the Russian players enjoy it or not. Just like with the OG CBM. OG CBM was made by some Russian guy, so it is only the Russian can play that game and have fun. If you are not Russian, you cannot speak Russian, you don't understand Russian, then you will go through hell in other servers, or you will not have anyone to play with at all. And how foolish of me, how foolish of us to think that we can have fun in these kind of games. CBM is no longer owned by the Russians, but as I already said in the first section of this video, CBM is gonna be a dead game. Not exactly dead, but it's no longer interesting. It may not have any more chance to rise up ever again because of all the damages. And I also want to speak a little bit about my experience with Russian servers, because there's gonna be certain people saying in the comment that, oh, just go play in Russian server, bro. Russian server is better. It's better than any other server in CBM and also CBM Reborn. Well, anytime I join a Russian server, I either get kicked out for not being a Russian, or because I just play the game casually. Remember that one time I make a video on Neon lore, the Russian server with all the cool stuff, SB6A2, GOC, the pizza SCP, and the Half-Life cut enemy was also made to an SCP over there. Like all that cool stuff, and also some bad stuff, which is admin abusing people, nagging about me killing them unfairly. Sometime after that, I also joined a different nursing server, and I got kicked out when playing as SCP-939 because I attacked a guy when he was standing still. It's like there's a rule in that server, which is when you play as 939, you must not attack human players when they are standing still, because it's like you are not supposed to attack them when they are standing still, because when a human player stands still, SCP-939 cannot see them. That's kind of stupid, because not only in CBM but also in Serial Lab, SCP-939 can feel around. The player can do random hits, random checking around the corner or something, and if they happen to hit a human player, then they can attack. It's always been that way with Serial Lab for years, and nobody has a problem with that. But for this very specific Russian server, they take that as an offense. When you play as 939, you must not hit players when they are standing still, no matter if you see them or not. I got kicked out 30 minutes for that. Can you believe it? I don't know, man. Whatever you say about the Russian servers, no, I just every time I join there, some bad stuff happen. So if you can have fun in these servers, then good for you. Go enjoy your experience. I don't care. Alright. The last thing I want to talk about is, of course, Serial Lab and other SCP games. Serial Lab, I need to, after all this time, I still need to talk about Serial Lab, even though most of you guys would know that I don't like this game. I don't exactly hate Serial Lab. I just don't like the game ever since the Barabellum update, because it tried to become like tactical, like Call of Duty. Meanwhile, it was it used to be a goofy indie game, low poly graphics, and it used to be scary. Unlike now, it's like a Black Mesa clone with Call of Duty gameplay and just unnecessary changes and updates. I guess the only thing I actually like about Serial Lab is that I actually get to talk to people more instead of just not talking to anyone at all, like in CBM. But on the other hand, Serial Lab is not exactly a bad game. It's just it really needs to return to what made it great in the past. The gameplay itself, it's just not my cup of tea. I'm sorry. Much like CBM Serial Lab is also well known among kids, so I don't want to make videos for that too. This is just my very very personal opinion, but in recent years there's just not any SCP game that actually interests me. I think I've said that in the earlier in this video, but it's like I'm looking for an SCP game with good gameplay, whether it be a shooter or solving puzzle or something like that. I mean, you have games like SCP Secret Files or Fragmented Minds or even SCP-5K. Those are very promising projects. They have potential, but as someone has said before, games can have potential, but if potential is all they have, then they cannot take off, or something like that. I don't remember exactly what they said, but the current state of these games, some of these games, they are finished, they are completed, or some are still in like alpha, beta state, early access state, whatever. They just don't really amuse me that much, honestly. It's like it's just really hard to find a game like the OG Containment Bridge right now. It's just really hard to find a game that can be as fun as the old Serial Lab right now. But I guess I still have to look for that, and I believe that there are many people out there who are looking for this kind of experience again. They're looking for games, they're looking for moments, they're looking for experience that make them feel young again, that make them feel interested in gaming again. And it's hard to find these kind of games, these kind of experience again these days. So yeah, that explains why I no longer make SCP videos. If that makes any sense to you, whatever. One last thing is, you may or may not know of the recent changes on YouTube, but a lot of YouTubers, content creators, even streamers, they have talked about this. So basically, YouTube has a feature called restricted mode. When you turn it off, it's gonna hide a lot of like bad videos with blood, gore, or like profanities, or just bad stuff that you would not let a kid see, right? And the thing is, this restricted mode is meant for, well, children when using YouTube, or people who just don't want to see bad stuff on YouTube. Well, the thing is, many people who are not children, many people who've been using YouTube for like years, they have no problem with seeing graphic content. For some reason, some of them just have this restricted mode on, and that prevents them from viewing the content that they can see. This filter, it also hides, not only graphic content, but it also hides like a lot of SCP videos too. Like just go to your favorite SCP YouTuber channel and turn that restricted mode on. You will see that most of their videos are gone, and YouTube does not notify them about this change. They do not notify that why your videos get hidden on restricted mode. And that also applies to bunch of my SB videos. Most of my SB videos are just gone. It's no longer there. Like it never exists. Like it's like even the playlist, it doesn't exist because of restricted mode. Where you turn that off, it will come back. Those videos will come back. Like nothing ever happens. So what I'm trying to say here is that, as I said before, there are like probably a lot of kids, a lot of young people watching my SB contents. Some of them may have this restricted mode on, or it's like they subscribe to me before this whole restricted mode, but now that because YouTube just automatically turn on restricted mode for them, they no longer see my video. Not only did I lose views, I may also lose subscribers because these kids, they see that, oh, I no longer make SCP videos, it's time to unsubscribe. The algorithm no longer pushed me because I lost like I think a few hundred subscribers at this point. I don't know, maybe it's just bots. Maybe it's just YouTube's wiping away all the bots, accounts, and clones, whatever. But well, I don't exactly care if some kid out there just happens to have restricted mode on and they unsubscribe to my channel. That's even better for me because, as I said before, I don't want kids to interact with my channel. This is I want my channel to be an adult space, or at least for anyone who is 15, 16 years old and above. I don't want young people to interact with my kind of content. But the thing is, there can be people out there who have who are already an adult, who have been using YouTube without restricted mode, but for some reason they have that filter on, and they do not realize that, and they do not see my SB videos or some of the contents that they like. So it's gonna be a lose-lose situation. And I'm really sure that when I upload this video, it may not appear in some people's recommendation or feed. So yeah, I guess maybe it's time for me to focus on other things instead of just SCP. Like there are too many consequences, too many downsides to making SCP or CBM contents in general. That's why I have to stop. I hope you understand that. So yeah, I guess This is not a goodbye or anything. I just like this is gonna be a really long break until the next CBM update, or maybe is the last time you ever see me talking about these kind of games. I don't know. I hope it's the former, but only time can tell. And until then, there won't be any new SCP video. There won't be no more CBM stream or or whatever related to SCP or any of these games. Now you understand. I said all the things I wanted to say. Yeah, that's it. That's all the reason you need to hear. So goodbye. Yeah, I hope we see each other again sometime soon. I really hope so. Or maybe I don't. But it does not matter that much. Seriously, don't think about it too much. Don't be sad. Don't be angry. Don't be you know just don't overreact. Yeah, stay cool. Goodbye.